We have the miniature poodles in. There's lots going on
in this studio.
In the studio right now. Sales are lingering around going, where are the puppies? Where are the puppies? Where are the puppies?
Yeah. Actually, I gave them the puppies already this morning. You had some guests on this morning, and they were getting a little vocal. And all of a sudden, they came right back. I guess they were a little vocal with the sales department.
Chirpy miniature poodles, but we talk.
You know, you had a great analogy of what is that chirping all about? What did you say?
If dogs could speak, it's going, love me, love me.
I love that.
Look at me, look at me, look at me. Pay attention, pay attention, pay attention, pay attention.
I think you need to do a bit on that one. That was good.
But they were just that high-pitched kind of little chirp. And then as soon as you brought them out of the kennel, and then it was like, I'm cool. That's awesome.
Yeah, watch me do this.
Watch me. I'm going to go run over here. So very high energy this morning. And but the breed of the week is not the miniature poodle. It is the English Bulldog.
Did you want to go into that right now?
It's up to you. What do you want to do? This is your show.
I'm in.
What else?
I just need to start my.
What else would we talk about? Fleas and ticks.
Fleas and ticks.
So let's continue that conversation. Fleas and ticks is very prevalent right now.
Yes, there are what I call it 3 seasons for fleas: spring, fall, and your house. 70 degrees is ideal for fleas. That's when they do come out, and we'll talk about those seasons. And the second thing that you need is moisture, and we have a moist enough fall where they are coming out in droves, and we're hearing about it in our store. People are coming in and going, hey, I thought I got through the season, but all of a sudden things are going crazy. So we're going to talk about flea and tick. We're going to gross Jerry out in that discussion, make them all crawly. And then
if somebody mentions a spider, can't you feel a spider on you?
I don't have
You
that.
don't have that. I do intensely, and I start itching, and then I imagine fleas like crawling on me, and then I just get all loosey-goosey and just kind of like,
Arr! I still have like that little boy thing where, like, if we're out in the desert, you know, taking tours and they're teaching about how the desert is alive, you know, and they go, oh, and here's a tarantula, and the guy's holding it.
You just did it to me. You can't do that to me, Ron.
No, because you got the creepies on it. I'm the one that goes, if you can hold it, can I hold it? You know, I'm that person.
Now I'm imagining flea-infested tarantulas crawling all over my body. This is way too much for me. Maybe we should go and talk about the breed of the week.
There we go. Are we ready?
We are.
All right, because we're gonna go. You're the listeners out there right now. I'm gonna go live on Facebook, on the Petland, Iowa City Facebook. You can always like watch these videos later, but it's always fun to just do things live. So we're going to start that up, and then I'm going to hand the camera over. Starting live video now. We are on. And so the English Bulldog is the breed of the week, and we're going to talk about, is this the right breed for you? And I love this because people talk here, 70% of the people that come into Petland, they're playing with puppies, and they're saying, I want whatever breed, insert your breed that you want so badly. 70% of those people, when they learn more about that breed and other breeds, they walk out with a different breed. And so it is one of those things. Let's educate ourselves on the breeds, make sure that, you know, it's the right breed for you. And that's why I feel that this section is so important of our show. What just happened there, Jerry?
I just realized I'm looking through the camera. In case you're wondering why the trash can is on top of Ron's laptop case, it's because the dogs started chewing on the plastic right about there. And so I just noticed that it's kind of odd that it's sitting right behind you.
Yeah, it's a little odd. Why would they put that as a prop? Hey, this is reality right now, and so we had to puppy-proof our studio. So, all right, getting into the English Bulldog. Okay, we got to stump Jerry, though. Where is the English Bulldog from?
I'm going to say Australia.
Come on. I know you're joking on
England.
That one. Yeah, Britain. Bulldogs undoubtedly have one of the most interesting histories of all dog breeds, a history that continues to evolve. An indigenous British breed, it is thought that these dogs or their direct ancestors have been a part of Britain's canine population for well over 1,500 years. I think that's I always am amazed on how long these guys go back. Theories abound as the breed's origins, from being a unique British creation to being crossbred descendants of mastiffs or mastiff types that made their way to the island by the way of Romans or other European invaders. Yeah, we forget Rome. What they were conquering north, and they went up there. I actually don't know how far north they went. I'm probably all the way to Norway. What most historians do agree upon is the bulldog owes its name to the fact that they were once used to guard, control, and get this, bait bulls. That is where the bulldog comes from.
What do you mean bait?
They used to use, we're going to go into a little bit more, but they used to use it to antagonize the bulls.
I see. Okay.
So the English Bulldog, or a previous descendant of it, would bite onto the neck of the bull and just not let go.
Well, that's violent.
Yeah. Well, it was so violent when bull baiting was made illegal in 1835. So that is not that long ago. And I often point out that a lot of dogs were fighting dogs in the past, and that was socially acceptable back then. We obviously have changed that, and we now say that's not acceptable. The breed went into rapid decline. So this was so prevalent that when they made it illegal to bait a bull, it went into a rapid decline. So fortunately, true fanciers focused on the breed's best traits, which resulted in the wonderful companion known as the modern bulldog. So I don't know if the bulldog back then was, they're guard dog, control, bait, it baits the bulls and all that kind of stuff. It probably had some mean streaks in it, but those have been bred out of it over the last 100 years. So the bulldog is one of the laziest breeds known to man right now. Bulldogs are mascots for more than 40 American colleges and universities, as well as the United States Marine Corps and many businesses. A bulldog has earned Best in Show twice at Westminster Kennel Club. Let's see. 2 bulldogs have called the White House home, pets of Presidents Calvin Coolidge and Warren Harding. Today, the bulldog is frequently seen in movies, commercials, television shows, social media websites, often with other famous owners. Known for their congenial and people-pleasing personalities, bulldogs have become one of the superstars of the dog world, and their popularity reflects the status. A little bit about their form and function. Bulldogs are massive, low-slung dogs with heavy-boned legs, broad chests, and short tails. Their large heads have a flattened muzzle, upturned lower jaw, and wide-set eyes that convey a sense of dignity. And then finally, a bulldog will need moderate daily exercise. Moderate? The best quote I've heard of a bulldog owner was, if you walk a dog 1 block, that's enough exercise for the day. If you run them for 1 block, that's enough exercise for a week. So the bulldog, they're saying, needs moderate daily exercise, regular cleaning of the face and ears, and appropriate behavior training. So that is the English Bulldog. What are we going to cover next here? We're going to go into the flea and tick.
Ticks, all of the creepy crawlies. And you mentioned earlier that we are coming into kind of a busy season, and with all of the moisture, we haven't had a lot of rain, but you brought up a good point that it doesn't take a lot of moisture and it doesn't take a lot of rain, but the key component is what temperature?
70 degrees.
70 degrees, and it is kind of hanging around that mark still. We're probably done with the 80-degree temperatures. I think that's over with, but it's very plausible and typical to see 70 degrees days. And so looking at that, it's going to be what did you call a banner year for the fall?
We're setting up for a banner year. So with flea and tick, it's setting up for banner year because the 3 things, or 2 things that are really important, but the 3 seasons that we have. So the 2 things that we need for fleas to prosper are 70 degrees and we need moisture. And those 2 components make for the fleas to want to come out. So springtime, spring showers, all that kind of stuff, 70 degrees, the fleas are coming out, and we say, we've got flea infestations and all that. So people get things under control and all that kind of stuff. They go into midsummer and they start relaxing because they're not seeing the fleas as much. But at that point, the temperatures are so high that the fleas don't prosper as much. Sure, they're out there and all that kind of stuff, but they don't come in in droves like they will in the spring until we hit the fall when the temperatures come back down. We were getting to be quite a dry fall season, to the point where everybody was saying, the leaves aren't going to change as well and all that kind of stuff. But then all of a sudden, the rain got turned on, a week or two ago. And we've been getting enough rain now where fleas are becoming an issue. So in the store, we're seeing exactly that. People are coming in and going, what the heck is going on? We're seeing fleas now. We thought we were out of the season and all that kind of thing.
And you have to be mindful also in the store of bringing those dogs in that want to get checked out, right?
Right. Well, we do our $5 nail trims. And so one way that some of that gets screened out is that they have to be fully vaccinated. And so if you're fully vaccinating your dog, chances are you're also taken care of and looking at things. But if we detect, it was 2 weeks ago, a young guy had his dog, and I think he, was an adoption dog and didn't quite have all the education he needed, kind of a thing. He was doing the right thing. That dog was taken care of. But while we were doing a nail trim on it, our kennel technician noticed a flea and immediately had to stop at that point and said, hey, brought it back out and said, look, I can't afford to have fleas in the store. So I'm going to need to have these dogs taken back out. And then we'll educate you on flea and tick so that you get that. And he goes, oh, well, I did it. I've been doing the flea and tick. But when you discover, and that's what we're going to talk about today, is how do you prevent it? Because when he talked about what he did, I'm like, all right, you're using 40-year-old technology right now. We've come a long way since then. You need to upgrade to the new stuff.
What do? Hang a plastic sack from a tree to try to lure the, you know what I mean?
Yes, I do. Almost. He had a flea collar, that old-fashioned flea collar.
Oh, sure.
40 years ago, that's the best we could do. And so that was it. But we've come a long way so that is obsolete. It doesn't work. It might be an okay supplement, but there's much better stuff out there. So we have the spring season, we have the fall, which we're in right now. The third season is your house, 70 degrees in your house. Now think, these dogs are picking up these fleas and bringing them into your house. And I always go, they're like little salt shakers running around in the house, because those fleas get on them and then they're dropping them around the house. And so your house, except for Jerry, who keeps his house at 61 degrees, most of us are in that 68 to 72 degrees. That is ideal. So even in February, you have ideal conditions for fleas. Something that I'll say hopefully at the end of this program is if you have had a problem with fleas, don't stop treating your dogs, because those fleas will, once the stressor is off, the eggs will hatch, and then those fleas will come out and propagate in your house, even in cold weather's outside, but now they're inside and the fleas start coming out. So I always separate flea and tick into 3 different areas. Which area are you in? Are you, hey, I've not seen any fleas, I've not seen any indications. We're going to cover that. Then I've saw a flea, but I don't notice anything in my house. And so I'm concerned. That's stage 2. Stage 3 is I'm getting bites on my ankles. My dog's going crazy. I've identified fleas for sure. And we'll talk about stage 3 then. So stage 1, how do you protect your dogs? That's most of us right now. I don't want to go that route. I want to keep my house free of fleas, and as well as my dogs and cats. Oh, I'm sorry. You just said my cat doesn't go outside, so I don't need to worry about this. You're wrong. Fleas come in through the screens, and then they can infect your cat. And so you need to protect even your inside pets. Maybe you have the cat that's indoors, but you got the dogs that are going in and out. That cat can get infected from those dogs, because the dogs are salt shakers with the fleas and spreading them all over your house, and then they're jumping on the cats. The good news on the hosting thing, where dogs and cats are great hosts, the fleas propagate. They lay eggs, they procreate, they thrive. Us, they do not. So if you're noticing the flea bites on your ankles, good news right there is that they're not going to lay eggs, because we are not tasty enough for them, and they jump right back off once they take a little bite of us. And so that's the good news. So stage 1, we're going to talk about Frontline and Advantix, and then we're going to talk about 2 of the generics that are out there. So you're going to need to spend somewhere around $10 to $15 per dose on these products. if you spend less, know that the dosage is going to be lower. That's how they get it less expensive. And talk with a veterinarian about this if you have a question. They're going to say, and they don't work as a result. So Frontline and Advantix are two of those top products that are out there. They're in that $10 to $15 a dose range. Advantix has 4 doses in it. Frontline has 3. They have them for, make sure you get the right ones, cat for cat, dogs for dogs, even get the right dosage for the weight of the dog or the cat. These products work really good. They do use different technologies. So if you're having an issue where one doesn't seem to quite be working, switch to the other one and you're going to be fine. I told you that $10 to $15 is the average cost you should be spending on this to get the good products out there. Good news, there are generics. And so Advantix has a generic out now. Frontline has a generic out now that bring the cost to that lower $10 area per dose. So these are the products that you want to have on your cat and dog, ideally throughout the entire year. Let's say you're the one that's taking the risk during the winter time. I'm going to just really highly recommend, if you've had an infestation with your dog or cat, you saw a flea on them, do not stop all the way through winter, because those eggs are going to continue to hatch for a long time. So keep it going. We're talking $10 a month. This is not a big deal. So keep on going on that route. So this is the first stage. You're protecting your dog and cat. Just keep on going on this, and you are 95% sure you're going to have a good outcome of this, and nothing bad's going to happen or anything like that. All right, now we'll go to stage 2. Stage 2 is where, hey, let's say I have or have not done any of the topical products, but I saw a flea. And there's could be some reasons why you use a topical product and you're seeing a flea today. One is they just got into something heavy with fleas, and the fleas are overwhelming them. Could be that you washed your dog a bunch of times that month and you washed the product off. You can bathe your dog with these products like once a week and be fine. But if you scrub too hard, or if they get into a bunch of water, then you got to be cautious.
We have a question. Do they work on all kinds of ticks?
Interesting enough, we're talking fleas here specifically, but in different coastal areas. So if you're West Coast, Central, or East, there are different products. So what we're hitting today is what works in the Midwest. So it works on Midwest fleas and ticks. If you're out west, for sure, you got to go with something totally different out there. I actually am not familiar with what they use out there, but I know that there's an issue with these products because of species differences. Good question there. So we're talking now going on to stage 2. This is a product that I think most people don't know about. It's called CapGuard. And when so stage 2, you got to have Frontline Advantix or the generics or a very good product. Stage 2 is I saw a flea and I need to stop this right now. CapGuard, in addition to what you're doing with the first line of defense, is your second line of defense. You give this pill to your dog or cat. Make sure you get the right dosage. It says it right on the package, has the directions and all that kind of stuff. Give that pill to your dog or cat, and in the next 30 minutes, every walking flea, so not the eggs or anything, are going to start dying and falling off, or in the fur kind of a thing. So this is a way to get back in control and get things under control. So CapGuard is a wonderful, safe, huge, safe product to use. And holy cow, does it, like, you're like, I feel so good that we got all those fleas back off. Usually this is a 6-pack that I'm having in my hands right now. You do 3 doses, 1 every other day. You can apply this that day and this product the same day because they're 2 different technologies. But skip a day, then give another dose. Skip a day, give another dose. Stop at 3. Hold those other 3 just in case you need them in the short term to get back in control again. Then the third stage is I got bites on my ankles and stuff like that. That's when we're going to get into the carpet crystal type products, where I believe this is like a boric acid, which actually per the label, is safe for infants. I think it's one of those, you sprinkle it in the carpet, work it in, and the infant can still walk over. But read the labels on all this stuff to make sure. But this is like an old-fashioned product that works really, really, really good if you got an infestation into your house. There's other products out there that keep on coming out. And so you're going to use the sprays, and the bombs and all that kind of stuff. Look for if you're using sprays and bombing, bombing the house kind of thing with the sprays, make sure it says it's got a residual effect on it, so that it's not only working while it's in there, but even afterwards, it has a residual effect on that. So that's helping the area in your house. Let's say you're one of those people that say, this is a lot of chemical, Ron. I want to do the herbal. We also have the herbal products in our store as well. I think most people will totally acknowledge and saying that the herbal products don't work as well. So you can use the herbal products and say, stay on those products, but then come back to the other products if you get into trouble, kind of a thing to get you back into line. So that's flea and tick. That's the 3 different stages. Make sure if you do get an infestation or you did see a flea on your dog or cat, that you now back away and say, I need to treat all year long, even in the winter time, to make sure that they don't come back and infest again.
And that is flea and ticks. 1 minute. You got to wrap things up kind of.
We are Petland of Iowa City. Thanks for joining us today. If you're traveling in the car, you're on your way to church, know that at noon we're going to open up the store. Come in and play. And what we're all about is education. So we'll teach you about the different breeds, or the rabbit or the ferret or whatever you're interested, to say, hey, is this the right breed for my family? Know that we have the $5 nail trims. Just bring in your vaccinations. And then all of our dog food and cat food is on a buy 10, get 1 free, manufacturer supported. So we're not upping the price or anything on you. We're making it so that they have to pay for it. And I think that's cool. So today, noon until 6 p.m. Sunday, and then all other days, Saturday, Monday through Saturday, we're open from 10 a.m. until 9 p.m.
Saturday through the next Saturday, except for Sunday.
Yeah, that kind of one over there. Hey, you can see all of our pets at petlandiowacity.com. And then check us out on Facebook. We just posted that video on there, and you'll get to review that if you needed to brush up on your flea and tick.
Positively Petland show every Sunday morning at 9 o'clock, 9 a.m. on Iowa City's news and sports station, 800 KXIC. Have a great week, Ron.
Thank you.